Hey guys, and welcome back to another Unfiltered Gamer video on the game Oshi Push, the VTuber TCG. I did a previous video on this where I covered what's in a booster box and in packs and your odds and rates and what you can get, as well as these starter decks that come with specific VTubers and promo cards and how the game is basically kind of played and that kind of thing. In this video, I'm going to discuss this trading card game and how to set it up, how to play, and what I think of it. I've now played it enough times to give you a good idea, give myself a good understanding of how the game is played. I have even made my own custom deck utilizing what I had available to me in the starter decks and in the box here, and played against another player with my fancy deck, so I can discuss that as well. So give you a good idea how this game is going to go, and we'll just start with the setup, then we'll go into the how to play, and finally my review. Okay, so before we go into the basic setup for a two-player game in Oshi Push, I want to discuss deck building, because this is an important part of setting up for the game. And how this works is you'll choose one of the VTubers. These are called personas. You can choose any one singular persona that you want, and it's the only one you'll ever use in your deck. It is like your commander for Magic the Gathering. It will have unique abilities, it'll have a bit symbol, and it's going to have a influence symbol, and of course at the top right hand corner will tell you the symbol and color that your deck can have in it. Once you've chosen your persona, then you can go about building your deck. Your deck is going to consist of 40 cards, and in the deck you may never have more than 3 of any one specific card. And each card in your deck has to meet one of the two conditions or both of your persona. Like for instance, I have this blue character here, so all the cards in my deck must be either blue, or the symbol on the top right hand side is a the speech bubble. That's going to be called a Zatsudan. And basically I can either have Zatsudan cards in my deck, or purple cards, or both. And that is how you're going to construct your deck. No more than 3 of each unique card, and 40 cards in a deck. Now I've got my persona in my deck. The last thing I'll need is my platforms. These are like Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, BlueStacks, Blue Skies, you get all the different social media platforms. You can have one of each unique platform of your choice, so you can never have more than one of each type of platform, and that will make up your 5-platform deck, 5-card platform deck. So you got your 40-card deck that meets the rules for your commander, and for your persona, and your 5 platforms. And that is pretty much it for setting up your deck. You can have pretty much any of the cards as long as they are no more than 3 of each of the same name. Now some of the cards will have different art types, like a full art or an alternate art, etc, etc. Whatever the name of that card is, that is how you meet the qualifications for deck building. Or you can just simply buy one of these starter decks and you're basically already ready to play. So if you get one of each of these guys here, you can ignore all deck building and worry about that later. But I had a box and I had enough cards where I could make a 3rd deck, so I did so. Okay, so now that's out of the way for deck building, the basic idea, the basic concept, how to set up. Well, the first thing you do is you take out these boards or mats here. You're going to take your deck of 40 cards and shuffle it and place it on the deck space on your right hand side. You'll take your persona card, place it in the middle between your deck and your platform, and then you're going to take a number of bits equal to the orange hexagon on your character's bottom right. Then you're also going to take this platform deck that you have and you'll shuffle it as well. Then you'll randomly choose somebody to go first. You have this little first player marker, or use whatever you want. Maybe you can choose to, I don't know, flip it in some way to determine who gets to go first. And that player is going to start by taking one of their platforms and placing it in the middle between the 2 players. Then the next player, in clockwise order, will take one of their platforms out, and you'll keep doing that until you have your 3 platforms. These are the 3 platforms you're fighting for with your VTubers to gain fans, aka popularity. Once you've done that, each player is simply going to draw 5 cards from their deck, look at their hand, determine if they want to keep these 5 cards or not, and if they don't, they can mulligan. They can take these cards, shuffle them back, and draw 5 new ones. If they don't want to mull, they can just simply keep the cards that they have currently in their hand. After you've either chosen to mull or not, and you have your 5 cards in hand and your bits, you're ready to play the game Oshi Push. Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss how the game plays. And basically we'll start with the first player. So I have the first player marker, and I'm going to begin the first phase of the round. There are 3 phases in a round of Oshi Push. The first is going to be your content phase, followed by the platform phase, and then finally you're going to finish off with the refresh phase. And you're going to start by selecting your persona, your VTuber, and choosing one of the 3 platforms to go and basically stream on. You're gonna be like, oh, I wanna go to NASA's Dream, Twitter, for instance, right? And I'm going to place my persona there to try and gain followers. And then each player in clockwise order will do the same. They can choose the platform that you're on or a different one. This is kind of the areas in which you're trying to gain control of to gain the followers for. Each of the different platforms has a number of fans on them and possibly some type of benefit. Normally it's a thing called a clash reward, or it could have nothing on it. It's really dependent on each of the platforms, but the main thing you need to know is they have a large number. This one here has 500,000, and basically you're trying to gain control of these by gaining influence over them, and then when you have them, that will add to your follower count, and once you hit 1 million, you win. So trying to gain these is important, and making sure you can count to, well, 1 million, I guess, is important as well. So how it works is after you've placed out your persona, and everybody else has as well, you'll move into the taking actions phase. And there's a variety of different actions that you can take. You'll take one action at a time, going clockwise until you pass. If you pass and somebody else plays, you'll have an opportunity to play, or you can choose to pass again, and it'll keep going like that until everybody passes, meaning either A, nobody wants to play anything anymore, or B, nobody can play anything anymore. And this is the phase where you can play pretty much anything that you want. There are a variety of things you can play, and we'll go over them all. First is you can play a content card. When you play a content card, generally speaking, you must play it on the location that your persona is at. So if I'm here at NASA's Dream and I've got my Utatane NASA, I have to play my debut stream content card on this specific location here. It's gonna have a cost in the top left-hand corner. I'll spend my currency that I gain, my bit, to play it, and bit cost is at the top left of every card. Bottom right is influence, that's what you need in order to control the area. And then the card's ability, whether there is or is not one, will be located in the middle bottom section of the card. You'll place it next to your persona in some way to make sure that that is your specific content card and people know about it. And that would be your turn. You'd be done. You'd pass from there. And the next player would get a chance to go, and it would pass until it gets back to you. In which case, you could now play something else. Like for instance, if you had enough bits, we'll say, you could choose to play an upgrade card. Well, upgrade cards are simply going to upgrade your persona. They are going to increase the power of your commander or your leader, depending on the game that you know and love. And you'll take your upgrade and place it over your persona. So now I have a better Utatane Nasa, and she is going to give me more power throughout the game when I upgrade her. You just place the card directly over her, or if you want, you can just simply remove your persona and place the upgraded version of her down. I don't know if there's going to be cards that will make you lose upgrades or not, so I would simply suggest that you place your upgrade over her. And then you would pass, right? Then we come back to your turn, and you'd have another option to play. You could play, for instance, an action card. Action cards might say to delete a content that costs 3 bits or less. You could do that. So for instance, if this persona here were to have played a content card, let's see, we gotta find one. These are all upgrades. Here we go. I could spend 2 to play Desk Slam, and it says I can delete a content card worth 3 bits or less. So I can delete this debut stream by playing this action card. And the last thing that you can do is play an ability on a card or a discard effect. Sometimes you'll have a card that says discard from your hand. You can discard that card and it'll let you move your persona or gain some money. Or maybe there's a character that you have that has an ability, like for instance, my Utatane Nasa does have an ability. It says that I can choose to pay 2 bits, and when I do, I can draw a card. But whenever you use an activated ability of a character, you can only do that once per round. So between all 3 phases, that can only be activated 1 time. And so those are the main actions that you can do. Play a content card on the location that your persona is at. Play an action card. You could discard your card for an effect. take an action, or upgrade your character. And you'll just keep doing that until you either run out of bits and can't do anything, or choose to not want to do anything anymore and everybody passes. Then you'll move on to the next phase, which is the platform phase. The platform phase is going to be designated by the first player. The first player, being me, will select one of the sides of the locations here, these platforms, to begin, and then we'll go across and clash on each of the locations. So I would start, for instance, on your right-hand side here with Nasa's Dream, and I would choose to go this way. So we will clash. Each location's clash is individual. So I choose the location and the direction we're gonna go in, and then we're gonna resolve each of these. And how it works is the first player will have an opportunity to play on the clashing location. So I could say, oh, I wanna play a card on this location, and then you can do it and we can go back and forth. It functions just like the previous phase, but the only difference is you can't play any upgrade or content cards in this phase. You can only play action cards, discard effects, or activated abilities. So this is kind of like the instant phase for Magic the Gathering. This is the phase in which everything is resolving, but you can play like instants and activated abilities and effects. After everybody has chosen to pass on an individual location that is being clashed on, you're gonna resolve that location. Whoever has the most influence, which is gonna be the blue stars, the total value of stars that you have, is gonna win. In my case, I have 7 here, nobody else has any stars. So I would take and place one of my markers on the location. That location has a number of stars on it, and this is 1 star for me. The location has 3 required stars. If I ever get 2 more stars in this location, I will gain this location. But I only got 1, I've only beaten it this 1 round, so I'll place my star on here, and I'll gain any effects. Maybe it'll say whenever you win a clash, you'll get to gain a money, or draw a card, or something like that. You would take any clash rewards. And then we would go to the next location and clash on that one. If there's a location that is being clashed on that has nothing on it, just simply move to the next location and rinse and repeat this. Okay, here we go. Pipkin Pippa has won the sketchbook, and they got a clash reward. They can move one of their content cards from this platform to any other platform for free. So if they had a content card here, after winning this clash, they could move it over here for free, as a free action basically. And that would be it. You go through all 3 of these, you clash with all 3 of these, and place your tokens on here and move on to the refresh phase. Basically, you'll take your upgraded persona or your persona and bring it back next to your deck, leave all your content on here, and then you're going to go ahead and gain bits equal to your bit value. Mine here says 4. So you're gonna get your currency. And then you're going to draw a card from your deck. If you ever have more than 7 cards in your hand, at this point you'll have to discard down to 7, and you'll rinse and repeat. You'll take this first player marker, pass it to the next player in clockwise order, and begin the game once again. Taking each of the phases, go through the content step, place all the cards that you want to place until everybody passes. Then the first player will choose which way to clash and clash each location. After you've clashed each location, you're going to bring back your characters and rinse and repeat. Last thing to cover, mainly, that's important for this game is when you clear one of these platforms. So for instance, if I was able to get 3 on Nasa's Dream, what's going to end up happening is I will remove my markers from Nasa's Dream, take this card, and gain the follower count. This is 500,000, so that's halfway to 1,000,000 for me. Additionally, of course, you're going to take your upgraded persona or persona and bring it back to you. And any content cards that are still here are going to go away. There are effects and situations that will change this, but in general speaking, you're gonna lose all your content cards that are on this location, as well as everybody else's. However, if you lose the location and you have content cards on there, or if you have something on the card itself, little stars, you actually gain a benefit when you lose it. I can't remember what the benefit is, but it'll provide you with something. We'll talk about it in my review, I suppose. And that's basically the entire game. That's how the game plays. When the location has been removed, the player who won the location, it'll be the next player to choose the next top of their platform deck and place out their new platform. And now you have a new platform to play on. So there's always going to be 3. Even after one is removed, a new one will come out. No, there you go. That is how you play the game Oshi Push. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There are quite a few unique things that go on in the game and ways that the game can be manipulated or changed, but that is the concept. Get 1 million followers by gaining platforms. Will you do it? Let me know. Okay, so what do I think about Oshi Push? This is, like I previously said in my last video, Marvel Snap meets Smash Up as a TCG. You are creating a platform deck, which are your locations for Marvel Snap. You'll get 5 unique platforms that you can choose. Some of them are character specific, and a variety of them can be rare or uncommon or common. You just select 5. They can range from like 200,000 followers to 600,000. You can have a deck that's fully 600,000, all high followers, all low followers. It's really going to depend on what your deck is trying to do. Gain control of many locations that are low follower count, or go heavy on one specific location. And that feels like basically Snap and Smash Up as well. How your deck is constructed will determine what you're trying to do in the game as far as gaining platforms. Now, everybody is trying to gain platforms. That's the basic concept of the game, but it's in which way do you do it? And so I made my own personal deck with the game. I thought it would be very important before I review one of these card games to actually customize my deck and tell you about the customized experience. And I was nervous at first, I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous that there would not be enough variety in the cards that I could select. But it's not just the color of the card you have the option for, it's also the symbol. So my character, Utatane Nasa, she has the Zatsudan symbol, and she's purple as well. So I can choose a Zatsudan card, which could be any of the colors, or any purple card I want, and that will make up my deck. So there is a variety of cards you can utilize in the game. Now, with one box, you're not going to get a full proper deck. There's a lot of cards I wish I had more than one of in the deck, but I only pulled one of those specific cards, specifically some of the rare ones, which can be very powerful. Just like any other TCG, the more expensive the card is, as far as bits goes, the more powerful the effect. But some cards, if you can use them well in combination, can be exceptionally powerful. And there are also some cards that specifically work just with your persona, which can be very useful, provided you build your deck correctly. My deck was all about selecting one specific location, building upon Utatane Nasa, spending all my bits because her power is when I have no money, she gets stronger, and then using cards in my hand to discard to move her from one location to the next. So we'll clash here. I have no money. My character's as big as she can be. I'll win that location. I'll discard a card from my hand that'll let me move her to the next clash, and then I'll go ahead and clash that location, and I can rinse and repeat this process using my overbuffed, overtuned Utatane Nasa. And so that was how I kind of manufactured this deck to work, along with bombs. Lots of bombs, so that way on the turns where I didn't think I could combo off, I just build up my currency to gain as much power as I could to gain the most important platforms. And the deck works great. Obviously, cards involving interaction are very important in this game. You want delete content cards, for sure. They give you some in the basic starter decks, but the more, the merrier. You want bombs, cards that are hard to be dealt with, and cards that have a low cost that can deal with high-end cards, because those are the ones that are going to give you the most trouble in the game. I also like the idea of choosing my different platforms, because I can now choose platforms that give me Clash Awards. The basic decks are going to give you 1 or 2 that do Clash Awards. These are when you win the Clash, you get a reward. My entire deck is filled with that stuff, right? Clashing is going to give me more money, or let me draw more cards, or move my content around from platform to platform, and it's a lot of fun. I like the idea of having a separated land deck and being able to manipulate that deck. There's 2 other games I'm looking forward to that I played in the past, I reviewed in the past, that have this kind of land deck to the side. Right now they're all basics, but I'm hoping there's upgrade like this one does, providing me with unique locations that I get to choose from to create my deck that come out onto the field. Upgrades. Upgrade cards are cool as well in this game, basically allowing you to upgrade your persona from the basic form to the next strongest form to the super duper strong form is a lot of fun. I don't know if it is actually cost effective to upgrade your character to the biggest form in a 2-player game. So this game plays 4 players. And what I would say is, I would suggest building 2 decks depending on the number of players playing the game. At least as far as, I need to have more cards to really tell you this. I only had enough to build 3 decks, but from what I've gathered, the game is really quick. If I secure a location that's got 500,000 and I secure another one that's at 500,000, that's it. That's the game. 6 rounds is all it takes. And with 2 players, that is going to go very, very quick. With 3 players or even 4 players, that will substantially slow the game down because now each player is fighting for the only available locations, and thusly you can gain more money and try and go for the higher upgraded personas. And so I would suggest these stronger, more like durable decks to be a 4-player deck, whereas the quick, destructive bomb decks to be in like the 2-player, maybe even 3-player range. But I'm not 100%. That's just the feeling that I get after basically playing this 2 players quite a bit and seeing how I almost never wanted to upgrade or needed to upgrade my persona, even though I really wanted to, because I want to play these really awesome, cool, fancy cards. So there you go. That's pretty much all the stuff I really need to talk about. I mean, all the cards do a bunch of different things, whether it be destroying other people's content, searching for cards, discarding cards to gain money, giving your clash rewards as content, so that each time you clash with that content there gives you more of a benefit, and dropping down unique actions during the clash phase, which are basically like instants in Magic the Gathering that can change the tide of battle, is a lot of fun. And there's so many options here, I can't even go through them. You have to actually check and look at yourself. Things I didn't like, well, other than the fact that I'm not sure I like the idea of having like the bigger upgrades in a 2-player game, and maybe it's only for 3 or 4 players, more realistic. I don't have enough information yet, but there's currency in the game. The currency is either used to track whether you've successfully won a clash on a location or whether you've secured money. And from what I gather, each time you get money, it's on the 1 side here, and you can't really flip it to the 3. It's kind of weird because it's mainly for the stars, whereas the symbol for money, the money and stars are all on the same token. I kind of don't like that. So I'd suggest making your own tokens. It's not a huge deal, but it was a little confusing understanding that concept. I mean, otherwise the game played really simple, really easy to understand. Callie got this game the first time we went into it. She destroyed me. She destroyed me each time we played with the starter decks. I had to actually make my own deck, utilizing all the busted cards in here to actually stand a chance against her. There's a lot of strategy in the decks. The starter decks are very, very balanced, and they work really well. This game has got a lot of thought as to making sure the balance is all there and the structure of all the cards works really well with the characters. It felt good upgrading my deck. Obviously, the more you customize your deck, the stronger the rarity of the cards in your deck, they will get more powerful. It is like all the other TCGs. The only good thing to not worry about is all the fancy, super crazy, KIRS, Super RS, TUV. Those don't matter. That's mainly art purposes. The strongest cards in the game are going to be your rares and like very rare cards, which you're going to get in every pack, the rares, and I think you get about 7 very rare in every box. So you're going to have a good variety of those cards, regardless of how many of the super fancy art. There are some people who are probably just going to search for those super fancy art, but for gameplay purposes, not relevant whatsoever. Overall, the artwork is solid. The theme works perfectly. This is a perfectly themed game for what they're trying to do. VTubers clashing against other VTubers on different content platforms, trying to gain followers, utilizing their bits to serve their purposes to rake in the big money. I like it. I love it, actually. This is super fun. I'd love to get more of this. If I ever do get more of this to cover, I will talk about a 4-player. I'll even do a 4-player like how to play, or like a live stream to show you guys what it's all about, because this was a lot of fun. At 2 players though, me and my wife are going to play this again, and I'm going to give her the rest of my cards in my box to formulate her Tenma Mayame. That's the deck she likes to play. No, she likes to play Pippin. She's going to formulate that one. She's already even added some custom cards as to our last gameplay when I actually beat her by just a little bit. She's like started pulling through here. So we'll go through and upgrade our decks as best as we can with what we got. But if I get a chance, I will do 4 players. Overall, this is a recommended game. A recommended TCG. Really, really good. Very simple and light. As far as the other TCGs I go, where would I rank this one? I think I'll have to do a ranking video for TCGs, so I don't want to just do one off the top of my head until I play all these games a little more. And I have more TCGs coming in, so, but this one ranks up there. It's really good thematically. If you like a VTuber, if you like the VTubers in this game, if you like any of these VTubers, this is an instant buy. Easy. It's a fun game, works really well. Pick up 2 starter decks and I'm sold. Sold. For real, seriously. It's one of my favorite Japanese games that I've seen in quite a while. It is really well put together. The art is amazing. Thematically, it works perfectly. All right, I'm not going to go on gushing, but yeah, I like Oshi Push. I hope you do too. Thank you for watching another Unfiltered Gamer board game or TCG review. We've been doing a lot of these lately. For the game Oshi Push, there's a link down below in the description for the previous video I did regarding like what the polls are, what you get in your starter boxes and all that kind of stuff, and hopefully that's enough information to get you into understanding the 2-player, and maybe even, I mean, you can, all the rules are the same for 3 and 4 players to my knowledge. It's just the gameplay experience is something unique as to 2 players. I'm 100% positive. So check it out, link down below. And if you liked my video, hopefully you can give me a sub. I do greatly appreciate it. It does definitely help us out. Continue to want to make more videos. My schedule's been crazy lately, so putting out more than 2 videos a week is, you've got to entice me to do so. Otherwise, I can only put out maybe 2-3 videos plus a live stream. I've been doing this for 10 years and we're still going strong. Solo boy, that's what I'm doing. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I look forward to Oshi pushing, that's not it, collecting bits with you guys. No, you guys giving me bits next time. Yeah, and bits is money. I want that.